Okay. So shall I move on respect now? Okay. So the lecture number 15, respect as the right evaluation. We have discussed, spent almost more than 2 sessions on trust, 2.5 sessions. So let us talk on respect. Respect is the right evaluation. Okay? Respect is the right evaluation. How many of you can read Hindi? Okay, good number of people. How many of you can understand little Hindi? Okay. For them, for just a few seconds, I'll read this Hindi and again I'll come on the English. Okay. So when we say respect, the respect is the right evaluation. This word is samman. Samman. What you call respect in Tamil? See, only one person can say. Okay, Marigadai. Okay, so Marigadai. So the Marigadai is called Samman in Hindi. When you break this word, it is Sam plus Man. When we say Man, it's basically Mapna, counting, evaluating. Sam is Samyak, Samyak which means take. The meaning of this is right evaluation. Okay, the meaning of this is the right evaluation. The right evaluation of my own imagination. If I want to do my right evaluation will be based on the content of my imagination, my desire, my thoughts, my expectation, and this is generally our right evaluation. Maximum preconditioning and sensation and little portion of the right, natural acceptance. So this is the right evaluation. So right evaluation of human being, the intention and their competence. The other type of evaluation, let us try and understand. The one type is over-evaluation. What is over-evaluation? Evaluating more than what it is. I'll just give one simple example. Here is a parent and a 10-year boy. Okay? This 10-year boy does something good, and immediately the parent said, "You are the best in the world." What do you think? You are the best in the world is right evaluation or over-evaluation? Over-evaluation, right? When someone keep telling you all the time, if someone keep over-evaluating you all the time, do you feel comfortable? Normally we say, the praising is good. But if someone over-evaluates you every time, you don't feel comfortable. How about if you over-evaluate other every moment, every time, the other is feeling comfortable? So this is over-evaluation. Under-evaluation. Evaluating for less than what it is. Now this is the same boy, the same parent. This boy commits some sort of mistake and the parent says, "You are useless." Useless is the right evaluation or the under-evaluation of human being? Everyone is useful, right? Maybe a 2 years boy, he's eating, right? He's walking. If he start going to the school, he's studying sometime. He's attending the classes. A lot of useful activity they are doing. But if you say that you are useless, is this the right or under-evaluation? Under-evaluation. If the other people will tell you that you are useless, are you comfortable? If you tell the others that you are useless, the others will be comfortable? No. The third is otherwise evaluation. This boy, he commits some blunder and the parent said, "You are a donkey," or "You are a stone." What you are doing? You are not recognizing human child as a human child, but you are recognizing human child as a donkey or as a material, as a stone. Is this otherwise evaluation or the right evaluation? Otherwise evaluation, right? When such sort of otherwise evaluation is happening, you feel respected or disrespected? Is this respect or disrespect? Is this respect or disrespect? Over, under, otherwise evaluation is respect or disrespect? Very good. Now just check for yourself in every interactions you have. In your every interaction with your family member, with your friend, with your students, with your colleagues, how many times there is right evaluation and how many times there is over, under, otherwise evaluation? Most of the time? Over, under, otherwise. Less time, right evaluation, which means most of the time what is happening? Disrespect. What is naturally acceptable to you? Respect. Respect is naturally acceptable to the other, respect is naturally acceptable to you, but most of the time if the disrespect is happening, which means most of the time the other is feeling opposed to you, not related to you. You know what happens, like someday you think that, you often share such kind of things, that nothing has happened between me and that man. I just simply say, Vanakkam, and he started shouting on me. Are you able to understand that it's not that particular incidence, but before that particular incidence, there is a whole lot of history of over-evaluation, under-evaluation, otherwise evaluation. The feeling of respect is naturally acceptable to that person, and every now and then, if through your transaction, if the feeling of disrespect got communicated to the other person, as long as that other person was able to handle it, he was quiet, but today, the limit has crossed, and he started shouting. But normally when we do the analysis part, we do the analysis part of that particular day and that particular event. It's not that day and that event. It's all the backlog, all the history. That's the reason when the fight starts occurring, the husband starts right from the marriage. In your wedding, my appa told your appa to make laddu, but your appa has prepared idli. Does the conversation goes like this or not? Because it's not only that particular event, it's all the feeling of opposition you have, all the feeling of thoughts you have, these opposed thoughts you have, all these interaction has happened on over-evaluation, under-evaluation, otherwise evaluation, that everything brings during that particular communication. So what is naturally acceptable? Respect. But what is getting communicated? Disrespect. Able to understand the gap number 2? Okay, good. See what happens, if you keep over-evaluating other, does the other will go in ego or not? If you do the under-evaluation of other, depression or not? Right? I'll tell you a very interesting story of my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, this a boy, like he 3-4 years, it has been 4 years now. He got engaged with the girl, and the one gift has become very common. The engagement gift these days is this smartphone, right? So he has gifted the smartphone to her, and there was like 4 months time between their engagement and the wedding. So every time, this boy was busy on his cell phone, he was talking to her, and that's a good thing. And that is the reason the cell phone is there. They are communicating, they are trying to understand. And because we have family relationship, many times in our family also, in our home, he used to come with the cell phone talking to this girl. One day this boy came talking over the phone, and I was sitting in my house. He came and sat next to me, and then he started using this one particular word, cat. So, how are you, cat? Hi, cat. Cat, have you had your lunch? Cat, 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 cat. So the cat thing has gone for like 10 minutes, and then he hung up the call. And after that, I asked him, I guess you were talking to Sushma. Her name is Sushma. He said, yes, uncle. And then, how this cat? So he said, uncle, I like Katrina Kaif. I like Katrina Kaif, and Sushma, pakka Katrina Kaif. I said, fine. Right? Fine. Katrina Kaif, 6 months. Now, you started telling her as a Katrina Kaif. Don't you feel that she will go in ego? Then you will become a cameraman. So this cameraman and the Katrina Kaif, they got married. Okay? After the marriage, now she came to his family. Right? Now his family is expecting that the Katrina Kaif should prepare food. And the Katrina Kaif, she didn't develop this habit of preparing food. Now this family is expecting the Katrina Kaif should wake up at 5:30. But Katrina Kaif, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Now this family started expecting that the Katrina Kaif should take participation in all the domestic things, household things like sweeping, washing, clothing, because they were doing it and she was not able to do it. Now what started happening? Now this gentleman started telling her that, see, you are not able to make curry, you are not able to make idli, you are not able to clean the house, you are not able to wash the clothes, you are not able to dry the clothes properly. All that continuous over-evaluation before, now continuous under-evaluation. She has gone into a deep depression in 3 months only. And just after 3 months, this couple, they came on one particular point that we cannot stay together. Let's separate. These are the consequences of under-evaluation and over-evaluation. Correct? So, over-evaluation ego, under-evaluation depression. Am I able to, and then if you look into your moods, you will find that throughout the day your moods fluctuate like this. If someone says, Katrina, hi. Someone says you are not able to do something, gone. HOD comes and praises you that only because of you department is happening, okay. Then in the afternoon HOD says that it has been 7 days I asked you to give this document, you are not able to do, gone. You looks like a hero, up. You are not able to talk properly, down. So if you look into your mood, you will find that every external input comes and that every external input is influencing your mood either to be high or to be low, because you are trying to evaluate yourself on the basis of the inputs received from outside. Correct? But what would be the right, and such kind of wrong evaluation create a lot of disharmony within. This disharmony leads to the tension, leads to the frustration, depression, and sometimes suicidal thought, and sometimes committing suicide. These are the implications and the consequences of not being able to do the right evaluation of our own self. But if I do this right evaluation of my own self, then I have this clarity that though he is saying me Katrina Kaif, but I am not Katrina Kaif. I am a human being. Right? I do this clarity on the basis of my own content of imagination, my preconditioning, my sensation. If someone over-evaluates me, I can do the right evaluation of myself. If the other under-evaluates me, I can do the right evaluation of myself. What is the problem today? If the other tells us that you are useless, we start thinking that I am useless. We are not doing our right evaluation. If the other says that because of you only the university is running, we start thinking that yes, it's just because of me. We are not able to do our right evaluation. If we do our right evaluation, this is the state of self-confidence. And then, throughout the day, your mood remains stable. So your mood is not getting fluctuated by the input, the external inputs you are receiving. Is this okay? I'll tell you, one more incidence of this under-evaluation and over-evaluation before we break for the lunch. The student, she came to my first year when I was teaching international business. And in our university, it was student-centric learning system. So a teacher who speaks more than 20 minutes in a class was considered as a bad teacher. A teacher who speaks 10 to 15 minutes only and give 45 minutes to the student is a good teacher. Because you have a book. Children can refer the book. Now for the past 10-15 years, I got this clarity. When it comes to my subject, my core subject, my students are having more information than me related to my core subject, because my students are techno savvy. They are accessing internet, they are videos, all these things, okay, podcast and all these things are happening, right? So this student, when she came to the college, right, in the student learning system, there are a lot of frequent assignments, mini project, all these things. Till the midterm, her performance was below average. There we had a system of giving score even in minus. So she was getting in minus. In the midterm exam, she got 1 mark in my paper. Okay. Before that, I had a couple of interactions with her. After the midterm examination result, I asked her to come to my cabin, and then I started discussing with her. The first question was that, is my teaching okay? My pronunciations are okay? Are you able to catch me? Am I going with a lot of speed? Do I need to control my speed? She said, sir, everything is okay from your side. I'll try. Then I thought, is it only my subject or the other subject? So out of these 5 modules she was having in the first semester, 4 modules, her score was between 1 to 3. And in 1 module, she got 10 marks. Then I went to the Dean of Academic Affairs to find out her previous records, the class 12th record. And I was shocked because this was the top 3 ranked student of my college. What had gone wrong in the past 6 months? That the top 3 ranked student of my college, now she is not being able to score more than 10 marks. So again I called her, and then I started interacting with her because I wanted to know what has gone wrong. So I started asking about her family. Both the parents are in a government job. Okay. Then I said that next week I'm going to, they were living in the capital city. So I said that next week I'm going to the capital. Will that be okay if I meet to your parents? She said, yes. Immediately, she called her father. She connected me. We fixed Saturday. So Saturday around 3 o'clock in the evening, I was supposed to go to their family, and then high tea, dinner, the whole program, because I wanted to spend minimum 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours to understand. What I realized there, I'll keep it in a brief. When I went to their family, I saw a cupboard, showcase, with lots of trophies and the medals. And all of these trophies and the medals belongs to this girl. There are family albums are there, right? I started looking into the family album. The majority of the maximum number of photographs were of this girl. She has 1 elder sister and 1 younger brother. Their photographs were very less in number. Okay? Then I started having interaction. What I understood, I'll just conclude. When this elder sister started going to the school, she was average in study. Then when this girl started going to the school, she was brilliant in study. She scored rank 1, right? First year, second year, third year, that nursery, KG, class 1, rank 1. So the parents said, you just keep studying, maintain your rank 1. You become doctor in the future. This elder girl, she was not good in study, so the parents said that it is your responsibility to do all the household work. Even if this girl wants to have a glass of water, give her a glass of water. Okay? Now this younger boy started going to the school. He was also average. Now what used to happen, if any friends or the relative will visit this house, the parents will introduce only this girl who is good in study. And what was that introduction? You know, she is the best. The best daughter. Showing her trophies, showing her medal, not even bothering introducing the elder sister and the younger brother, younger son. And if even then, you know, he is useless fellow, got only 40%. Look at this, he got 100%. Now when the parents are comparing these two daughter and the one son with each other and doing the over-evaluation of one and the under-evaluation of others, what do you think that this brother and sister will have a feeling of relationship or opposition? So we say that, you know, khandani dushmani, the family fight, that family, the seeds of the family fights are there only. And then you carry it. If this elder sister and the younger brother will complain about this girl, they will be beaten by the parents. But if this girl says something, immediately actions will be taken place. Anyway, what has happened, they wanted to make her doctor and she missed her medical seat. Just by few percentage. And now whatever these parents have accumulated, they started blasting. I told her not to go to the wedding. If you had not gone to the wedding, that one day study was enough to score this percentage and you would have got, you know, seat in the medical. Now only depression. She was not allowed to go in the kitchen, being asked to make the food. She was asked to do all those things, you know, giving water to the other. Now if someone come in the family, they will under-evaluate her and they will say that, you know, she is so useless. We spend our whole life earning on her and she missed her medical seat. Imagine what would happen to this girl. She was totally depressed. Such depressed student is sitting in our class. You know, the students who are sitting in our class are going through very, very different sort of, you know, situations in their family. Some of them must be depressed, some of them must be, you know, having relationship issues and all kind of things. This is another, you know, once we were walking around our hostel, the boys' hostel, and we found 5 students into the drugs, very heavy drugs. When we started investigating their cases, all of these 5, you know why they got into the drugs? They got into the drugs because there were huge issues between their mother and father's relations. What a child will do. See, the students sitting in our classroom, you know, are facing all these problems. With these problems, they are sitting in the class. They may be able to pay attention, they may not be able to pay attention. But then we keep doubting on their intention. We say that they don't want to listen, they don't want to study. Have you ever talked to this person why he is not able to study? Then you will find all these reasons, right? So these are very serious implications and the common implications of under-evaluation, over-evaluation or otherwise evaluation. So the right evaluation can create a self-confidence in us. Right? So this is the state of self-confidence. Now it's important question, when it comes to doing the right evaluation, this evaluation will be on the basis of the self or it will be on the basis of the body? Self or body? Self. And how we are evaluating? We are evaluating on the basis of age. We are evaluating on the basis of experiences. We are evaluating on the basis of degrees. We are evaluating on the basis of from which college you have done your masters. We are evaluating on the basis of PhD. We are evaluating on the basis of physical facilities. But evaluation needs to be on the basis of self or on the body. self. Look at some of our preconditioning we have and say whether this is a preconditioning or this is a right thing. Age is equal to maturity. Is this the preconditioning or reality? It's a preconditioning. Degree is equal to maturity. Preconditioning or reality? The experience is equal to maturity. Preconditioning or reality? The experience is equal to maturity. Is this the reality or preconditioning? Each one of us are very well experienced people, right? At least when I look into me, I am not a matured person. I am still working for my maturity, right? So experience is equal to the gray hair is equal to the maturity. It's a preconditioning or reality? See, all this gray hair is the gray hair of the body, right? It has nothing to do with my maturity. The maturity is in the self. The degree is equal to the maturity. The degree is basically one particular stream you have studied. You have passed the examination and you got the degree. It doesn't have any connections with the maturity of living life harmoniously. But then we have so many preconditionings like this. And with this preconditioning, when we evaluate the other person, what do you think? This evaluation will be a right evaluation or will be a wrong evaluation? What happens, the moment you see a gray hair, you expect that this person will have a nice behavior. The moment you come to know that he is PhD from this university, you expect that maturity from that person. But that maturity and the PhD from this or that university has no connection. You think that, he has crossed 40. So which means a mature. He is just 10 years old, not mature. You are considering him or her as a body and doing the evaluation on the basis of the body. Will that be a right evaluation? So the right evaluation, this can be on the basis of the self. And when we do the right evaluation on the basis of the self, these three things are most important part. Number one is the purpose. This first line, is my purpose. And check whether this is your purpose or not. My purpose is to live in continuous happiness and prosperity. And that is the reason I am putting all the efforts. How about you? Your purpose is the same or different? Same purpose. To fulfill this purpose, you are living. You are putting all these efforts, right? So the purpose is the same on the basis of natural acceptance. My program to achieve purpose is to understand, because this right understanding will help me to achieve the purpose. So understand harmony at all the four levels and living in harmony at all the four levels. This is what my program is. How about you? Same. To achieve this program, my potential is the desire, thoughts and expectation which is continuous in me. You have desire, thoughts and expectations continuous in you? I am endowed with natural acceptance and I can evaluate my desire, thoughts and expectations with the natural acceptance to develop within. You also have this potential or you don't have this potential? Our potential is also same. So when you look into the purpose program and the potential based on the natural acceptance, we are able to see that the other is similar to me, and this is the minimum content of respect. What is the minimum content of respect? The other is similar to me. I am also human being, you are also human being. I am the coexistence of self and body, you are the coexistence of self and body. Your purpose, your program, your potential, my purpose, my program, my potential is same. If you have this clarity, this is the minimum content of respect. Without this clarity, you won't feel related and connected to the other. In this hall, we all are sitting, this is the third day. What do you think that? Are you related and connected with other participants or not? Each one of us is related and connected with all other participants. But this relatedness and connectedness can be identified only with the clarity on the trust that the other is similar to me. But if you start differentiating that I am a Maharashtrian and you are a Bengali, will that relatedness will be there? If you start differentiating that I am HOD and you are a faculty, or I am a faculty, you are a HOD. If you start differentiating that you are a wife and he is a husband, will you be able to have that relatedness? Because you are recognizing yourself as a husband, you are recognizing yourself as a wife. But if you have this clarity that the other is similar to me, you are also a human being and the other is also a human being, that very moment you will start having this feeling of relatedness. We will unfold the remaining part of the respect after the lunch. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question, sir. With the third evaluation, what we have got, no, the otherwise evaluation. Sir, otherwise evaluation, disrespect, no, sir. Because all the three that you quoted, no, the over-evaluation, under-evaluation obviously gives disrespect. But otherwise evaluation, at least in Tamil Nadu, will not give a disrespect, I always feel. Always. Like he is like a lion. Then they take it as a respect. She is beautiful like a peacock. They take it as a respect. Similarly, if we have kids at home, we call them with a, like you mentioned, stone will create a disrespect. Even diamond is a kind of stone. We tell them, Vairam, you are good. Tangam, you are good. So does it bring disrespect every time, sir? Because that is one class which is running behind my mind.
Yeah, very
First
nice.
two obviously brings disrespect, but the third one, will it give a disrespect?
See, very nice. You know, we can start observing. The implications of it, right? We can start observing implications of it. In our side, there is one, common thing to say child as a Raja Beta. Raja Beta means king, right? Raja Beta means king. So I am saying my child as a Raja Beta. The other family is also saying their child as a Raja Beta. So when these two Rajas comes and meet with each other, right? See, if I keep telling you tiger, tiger, if I keep telling you lion, lion, start observe whether this lion will start roaring or not.
Sir, I will give one thing. Sir, one second.
Wait a minute. Let me complete, So what happens, see, if this other person is able to do the right evaluation, then it's fine. If I tell you that you are a lion and you are able to see that your imagination is different, lion, I am saying that's fine. But you are not the lion, then it's fine. But if you are over-evaluating yourself, then immediately you will start behaving like a lion. And when you start behaving like a lion, you will try to dominate on the others. So these are the implications.
Sir.
Otherwise, when you have settled feelings, right? When you have settled feelings, many times in our daily interaction, we keep saying that, hi donkey, hi lion. Don't we? We keep saying it. But the issue is that, am I getting over-evaluated with these things, under-evaluated with these things, otherwise evaluations with these things, or am I able to do my right evaluation? Okay?
Sir, that otherwise evaluation mean, one time the Vivekananda quoted one thing. In Tamil first I will tell. Apple marathai savukku marathoda compare pannakoodadu. He will say. He mentioned this same thing. So that the reason is that purpose is different. That's why, so we cannot compare the apple tree with that bamboo and other tree. Purpose is entirely different. That is the meaning. Otherwise, evaluation mean.
No, wait a minute. Whose purpose is different?
That apple tree, so we cannot compare with the neem and any other tree. That purpose is different.
No, whose purpose is different?
The purpose of the tree.
Purpose of the?
Purpose of the tree.
Two trees.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. We are talking about human being.
No, sir. Same
No, just a minute. Please. Let me intervene. We are talking about human being. Human being is a different order. The tree is a different order. So when we give an example or when we compare See, if we are comparing human being with the tree, that is otherwise evaluation.
Yeah.
If I'm comparing human with an animal, is an otherwise evaluation. If I'm comparing human being with material, is otherwise evaluation. And such sort of otherwise evaluation is basically the disrespect. So when we are talking about the human being, we can talk about the human species only. In the next session, when we talk on the nature, we are going to talk on the trees. We are going to talk on the animals. We are going to talk on the material. And that time you will find that the natural characteristics and the innateness of each of these order is different. Okay?
Yeah. Why I
Thank
mentioned three means characters. That
Yes.
Two different characters that we cannot compare. Like
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Sir,
In that sense, it's okay.
sir, you said comparing human being with other order is not correct. I say comparing one human being with other human being itself incorrect. Oh, what is your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, that's what I told the story of that girl, right? Yeah. In that story, the long story of the girl, that comparison between the two human beings has happened, and we saw the implications. So that evaluation can be on the basis of the competence and not anything else. Okay.
Okay. So thank you. Now we'll have a break up to 1:50. Thank you.
Myself, I am K. Chennakeshwalu from Satyabama University. Before attending UHV, I have a feeling on UHV that it is related to Bhagavad Gita or Mahabharata. Okay, because this type of big words I have never, and even I don't have a broad idea on this harmony, this type of words. We know that it is an harmony, but this is the word how we can express it to others that we don't know. But after attending this physical face-to-face UHV, even online I have attended two things, but I am not clear in those words meaning. But now we are very well versed with these words. And I thought one more thing, all these people are mad people. They are searching for happiness. I thought before attending UHP. So now I feel that my assumption is wrong. Because when I have attended it in online, that's what my feeling. And now it is entirely, it was wrong thing. And now I feel that these people are not mad people, and they are wise people. And because everybody will be searching happiness in certain thing. Few people will be searching happiness in sports, in entertainment, and so many things. So now I feel that all these things are enemies, which are not, they are not allowing us to get attention towards this happiness. And so now at least we are realized, I realized in myself, and I will be happy to share my experience at this stage. Thank you.
Sir, only one thing. Sir, sir, actually, I don't know Hindi and Sanskrit, but the other is similar to me. I remember one word, Om Tattvam Si. In Tamil only I heard this thing, but it is in Sanskrit, Om Tattvam Si. Niye Aduva Hirai. Whatever in the, you are seeing the universe, whether it's sun, moon, or any other people, animal, everything you have to see yourselves. So that is the meaning of the term Parabrahmam, likewise. So I think this is similar to this one. The other is similar to me, mean we have to treat others also like me. That is the meaning of the term Om Tadvam Si, Niye Aduva Hirai.
Yes.
Myself, Dr. Anand Pushparaj from SRMIST Tiruchirappalli campus. Regarding harmony, I want to state the statement given by the quote given by Dr. Abdul Kalam ji, that is regarding harmony. That is, harmony in life brings harmony in a family. Harmony in a family brings harmony in a society. and harmony in the society brings harmony in the country. So everything will be started by ourselves. So we need to be happy, then we make our environment to be more happy. So if you are happy in the morning, you go and see all the people's, then the work culture will be very good if you are in a happy mode. So if you are going in a different mode, then it is against you. So it's all about with you. This is I learned about these 2 days, last 2.5 days of FDP. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Jayalakshmi from RMK College of Engineering and Technology. I have a doubt because we keep on work on the harmony to develop the relationship among the people. But there are certain situations do happen in the society. That is, people are committing suicide because of depression created in the relationship. And in some incident, I do not exactly remember the name of the individuals, but last year one particular incident happened. That is, 2 people were in live-in relationship, and that particular boy killed this girl and cut her into so many pieces, and later they disposed, right? There also, they would have been happy at one particular point of time, right? So if that particular victim would have thought that this is going to work out on one or the other day, and if she would have continued, she does not survive now, she passed away, she died. But I just want to know what should be the limitation, how long should we keep on think that the other person is also same like me, the other person also want to keep me happy. What is the limitation point, sir?
Yeah, not a single minute. Not a single minute. Okay? Don't assume that the other person is like you. Try and explore whether you are different and other are different, or other person is similar to you. Explore it. Look into your purpose and see the purpose of the other. Same, different. Look into your program. Look into your potential. Look into the program and the potential of other. Explore and then understand. That's the reason I said don't assume even for a minute that the other is like you. Because if you keep assuming that the other is like you, then their assumptions may change. You know, tomorrow someone else will come and say that every human being living on the face of the earth is different, and you start assuming it. And this is how our assumptions changes. What we are saying, this is a proposal, and what others are saying are also a proposal for us. For me, every single input is a proposal, because it's not mine. So if someone is saying to me, that's a proposal for me. I need to verify it on the basis of my own, on the basis of my natural acceptance, and I need to check it out. So check it out whether the other is similar to you, other is not similar to you. Okay?
Anybody else?
Myself, Meenakshi from SRMIST KTR. From morning, in morning session, we have seen about trust and respect. From that, we could able to get to know that we should not evaluate, under evaluate any persons. My humble request is this UHV proposal. It can be given to the politicians first, right? So they are accumulating more physical facilities. And if every politician is surrendering all these physical facilities, obviously our nation would become it will go to the other state, right? So they have to be continuously given this proposal, UHV proposal, for them to get trained not to accumulate the physical facility. Thank you.
Hello.
Who will take it to the politician? Understood. But then who will take this to the politician? Yes, very good. Very good, right? We can take it to the politician. See, I mean, I'm just responding to your input, okay? I'm responding to your input. If we have complaints about the politicians were not sitting in our classroom few years ago. Right? They were sitting in our classroom few years ago.
But now not younger ones, everyone not.
Just a minute, let me complete, right? Even the oldest politician by the age, let us say 70, 80 years old, he or she was also seated in the classroom.
Yes, sir.
At least 3 standard, 4 standard, 10 standard, matriculation, graduation. When they were sitting in our classroom, what we did? We had that opportunity as a teacher. But then we didn't have a content. We thought that only development of skill is important. In our education, we teach us that the money is the most important thing. In our management book, we teach us maximization of the profit by hook or crook. In our management, we have competitive analysis. We teach us to the student that no other human being is similar, but every other human being is your competitor. This is what we taught them, and they have become. Now, if we are able to understand that this sort of content are not an appropriate content, this sort of content are not helping human being to understand the purpose and fulfill the purpose, then let us start sharing the content of harmony. So at least the tomorrow's politicians who are sitting in our classroom will be the politicians which we want to have. Correct? See, often we blame the society, often we blame the people. I blame my child. But then when my child has spoiled, what I was doing? I blame the society, right? If something good is happening in the society, who is responsible for that? You, me, the teachers. If something not good is happening in the society, then who can claim this responsibility? It's you, me, the teacher. Education is meant for that. 20 years a child is spending in education, and when the child comes to the school and the colleges, a child is completely surrendered to the education system. The child thinks that, see, how many of you, your children are going to the school? Very good. Okay. What are you expecting from your children after completion of their school? Tell me, what are you expecting from your children when they will complete their education? Yeah. One is identity. What are you expecting from your children? Not to depend on anybody. Okay.
Sir, whatever difficulty our grandfathers and fathers we faced, the same difficulty they should not face. That's it, sir.
Not to depend on anybody. Job. Survival. No difficulties. Okay, handling difficulties.
Handling father, right way.
Caring parents.
To understand the society. To understand the society.
To understand the society.
Sir, I have a small doubt.
Let me, I'll come to your doubt. Okay? See, if your child is started going to the nursery school, okay, or in a primary school, he or she is going to study for 20 years, minimum, 15 to 20 years. What you want to be him or her after 20 years from now? Tell me. What are you expecting?
Whatever they want to become, they will achieve and they can go with their wish. That is my expectation.
Whatever they want to become. Achieve.
So to have a clarity in their thoughts, to develop an identity for themselves and contribute towards the well-being of the society.
Clarity in the thought. Well-being of the society.
Sir, it is appreciable that these kind of program arranged for the, the faculties. Is there any proposal arranged for the politicians too? This kind of proposal arranged for, at least.
See, currently I have asked you a simple question, right? Currently our discussion is happening on one side. I'll come to your question also. Our discussion is happening on one side. I'm asking you, what are you expecting from the university and the school for your own child? Tell me. These are the things, right? What are you expecting? These are the things, right? You are expecting that after completion of the education, your child should have clarity in the thought. Okay? Revisit your books, what you have learned, and revisit your books, what you are teaching. Is there any content and material that can bring the clarity of the thoughts after studying university? Are you teaching anything? How you are expecting it? 20 years, you are not teaching anything. What you are expecting that if a child is, if a student or if your child is completing his master's degree and PhD, what you are expecting that he will have? The clarity and the thought. Tell me, completion of master's degree in engineering and the clarity of thoughts, does it has got any relations? You have to teach it in the education. If it is there in the curriculum, if it is there in the syllabus, if the subjects and the programs and the courses based on this, then only the child will be able to have this clarity in the thought. You want that your child should think about well-being of society.
So this is what yesterday I told, they should have moral science.
Well-being for the society, right? Are we teaching about it? See, what we are expecting from education and what content we are giving in the education are not matching. It's total mismatch. So whatever we are teaching, the children are becoming like that. 20 years, we are teaching something. So 20 years, we are developing the thoughts of the people. Right? What happens through the education? Education gives you input, and based on that input, you do the practice and preparation, commitment for living, and you start living accordingly. Right? So 20 years, whatever the thoughts we are developing through the education, they are behaving like that. Now we need to recheck and ask this question to ourselves, whatever the content of education we are providing to the children are sufficient, are enough. Is this what are we expecting only? This is a physical facility. Is this are we expecting only, or along with this we are expecting relationship and right understanding also? If we are expecting right understanding, relationship and job, then we need to have the curriculum based on right understanding, relationship and skills. So that is what I'm saying. This is a skill-based education. Our education has become little biased. So from that skill-based education, if we bring our education to holistic, value-based skill education, 20 years is enough for the transformation. Right? Am I keeping an expectation from one workshop? I'm saying 20 years. If a child is getting the environment of relationship at home, when the child is coming to the school and the colleges, if they get the holistic value-based skill education content, society will also get developed. And these are the three major players in the development of a child. Who? Parents, society, and the teacher. If all of these three are started taking efforts for harmonious living, then this 20 years is enough for the child to transform into the human consciousness and live as a human being. What is happening today? Why all these problems are there? Are we able to live as a human being, or we are living as an animal? Are we in the human consciousness or animal consciousness? So this is the responsibility of the education to transform the animal consciousness into the human consciousness. Okay? Look at all these expectations are there. We are expecting that caring, the child should care the parents when the parents will become old. We are not teaching anything about child should care the parents, why the caring is required, what is the relationship between parents and child. If we are not teaching all these things, understand the society. Correct? To understand the society, the relationship need to be understood. If in education through the books, through the textbooks, if we are teaching that every other person is your competitor, don't trust anyone, this is totally against the harmony. This is totally against the natural acceptance. Okay? So this is just an initiative. This is just an initiative of SIP and 3 credit course. Okay? This is just an initiative. Minor degree is also being introduced now. But slowly and gradually, we have to develop every single course based on the values. So when the total education will become holistic value-based education, that will help transforming every single student coming to our schools and the colleges. About your question, I already responded yesterday that in the school education also we are experimenting the things a lot. Right? You have asked me the question whether the politicians have attended this workshop. If I name some politicians, you will directly start evaluating the politicians and you will see that the politician is not able to live with the value. Because one workshop is not enough. Right? One workshop is not enough for me, one workshop is not enough for you. The one workshop is not enough for the politicians. But yes, there are politicians who had also gone through this workshop. There are bureaucrats who had gone through this workshop. There are decision makers and policy makers who had gone through this workshop. Because whenever we as the UHV team introduces this content in the education, we ask the decision makers and the policy makers of that concerned department to attend the workshop first. And then only we say that. We did the same thing with the AICT. Right? We asked AICT people to attend the workshop first. So all the higher ups of the AICT have attended, and not only attended once, but whenever the time permits, we go to the AICT quarters, we take their orientation program for one hour, 1 day, 3 days. So such sort of orientation programs are happening. But then our expectation is that if someone has done the Universal Human Value workshop, which means he or she should live in harmony every moment. That is not possible. You have done the introductory workshop. Have you reached to the completeness of right understanding? No. If you have not reached to the completeness of right understanding by attending one workshop, the other will also not be. We are talking about the transformation of consciousness. So the transformation of consciousness is a long process. It's a long process. But this process has to be initiated within me. right? If it gets initiated within me, then at least I can be happy. Because that is what my purpose is. I want to be happy. I can be happy. If I can be happy, then I can be an inspiration and motivation for many other people. I can help other people. So that participation is my value. I can participate in transforming other. And this is how it will go. Okay? Any question?
Good afternoon, sir. At the time of over-evaluation and the types of evaluation, at starting time I had a doubt. Over-evaluation may be good at some times. It can make the other happy also. I thought at the time of starting. But when you have changed to the next slide, when the part of ego comes in, then I have clearly understood, yes, there is something I cannot explore from the first part. So after getting to know about the things, I clearly understand what was it, and now it is okay for me.
Okay, good. See, this is one of the confusion we have. We think that if we keep praising the other will feel happy. But in the morning, what's his name? What is your name? Yeah.
So my name.
Your name? Rajendra. So in the morning, Rajendra ji said that he praises his boss, but the boss is not getting happy. Right? Because sometimes we have this confusion, if I keep praising, the other will get happy. But happiness is not from outside. Maybe momentarily you feel good. Very momentarily you feel good. But not in continuity. Right?
Sir, my question is, I'm Bhaskaran. Value and skill. Generally, we teachers will evaluate the student based on the skill and how they are capable of exhibiting the skills, and we'll put marks. So when we do valuation on the skill itself, teachers, are they making a perfect valuation or not? So for evaluating a skill of an individual, we need to have value within to check the value of the skill set. So what actually need to be done for that?
Yeah, very
Thank
true.
you, sir.
See, when it comes to the skills, we are not doing the evaluation, we are doing the assessment. So the assessment of the skill is possible and the evaluation of the value is possible. So values can be evaluated. I can be evaluated myself on the basis of my imagination. I can evaluate you on the basis of your purpose, program, and potential. I can assess you with your expert in mathematics or chemistry or physics. So assessment is a different thing, evaluation is a different thing. When we say the evaluation, there is a definite completion point. And what the definite completion point is? The completeness of right understanding. But when we do the assessment, there is no definite completion point. Correct?
Sir?
Yes.
Sir, if you add value and skill, there are two possibilities. Value must be added with the skill, otherwise skill will be added with the value. So one is value-based skill education. Presently we have skill education, but the value is missing. That is why we can add value with the skill education. Otherwise, skill-based value education. Presently, you are having more and more experience in value education. You already mentioned from 2007 onwards, you are in the value education. Whether we have to add skill in the value education. These two, which one is best one?
Yeah. See, in the first session, we talked about what to do and how to do.
Yeah.
So what to do is a value domain. How is the skill? So the skills will be always based on the values. Not the values will be based on the skills. Because the value set is definite. The value set is universal. The skill set differs, right? You have a different skill. Each one of us has got a different skills. But when it comes to the values, for each one of us, the same thing is valuable. So it would always be a value-based skill education.
Value-based skill education.
Sir, I have a doubt. The complete UHV concentrates on how we are going to obtain the right understanding, completeness of the right understanding. And basically when we started, the proposal says that we have to go on with the intentions which is guided by the natural acceptance. And I need two clarification in this. Like, if I'm going to check with the natural acceptance of everyone, which will remain the same, then how is that we don't say that everyone's intentions are right or same? Like in the morning session, you said that you don't believe that everyone's intentions are the same, are in the right way. So if we follow this natural acceptance, then obviously it should be the same, isn't it?
Yeah, but for that you explore and then reach to the conclusion. That is what I'm saying, right? Don't assume that because it's written on the slide, it is the same. Don't assume it. You explore, you verify, you reach to the conclusion and see that whether everybody's intention is same or not.
So in such case of exploration, isn't that we will be having the exploration till our lifetime? Because it's not going to be confined with the family members or the society alone. So whoever we meet regularly or whoever we spend our time, so it will be a continuous process. So if I'm not wrong, so this is a never-ending process, isn't it?
Are you a human being?
Yes.
Am I a human being?
Yes.
We all are the human beings?
Yes.
Yeah. You check your natural acceptance and you check my natural acceptance. That is the natural acceptance of everyone.
Yes.
So you don't have to check with all 800 crores people.
So it's like we test on with certain people and we finalize it, something like that, sir?
No, it's not certain people. You just look into yourself and see your natural acceptance. Does it invariant or it varies? If your natural acceptance remains invariant in all the situations and circumstances, that's it.
Okay.
Because I also endow with natural acceptance and all the self I endow with natural acceptance.
So in that case, everyone should be the same.
Understand your own self. You know, when we understand our own self, then only we can understand other.
Okay, sir.
What we are trying to do, we are trying to understand the other without understanding our own self. Understand the self, what you are and what you want to be. It's the same thing for the others. What they are and what they want to be. It's the same thing.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So shall I move? Okay. So let us come back to the respect. The purpose, program and the potential is same. Other is similar to me. But again I'm saying, don't believe. Explore, verify and see that whether whatever is written on the screen is right or it's not right. Okay? So the other is similar to me. Then on one particular point, see the purpose is same, the program is same, the potential is same. Does it mean that every single human being is same? No. Every single human being is different. Different on what basis? The difference on the basis of competence. Only at the level of competence we differ from each other. Rest, purpose, program and potential is the same. Now if the purpose, program and potential is the same and we differ on the basis of the competence, then we can identify the complementaritiness for the mutual development. So the person with the more competence will help in the development of the person with the less competence. Correct? And that is what is called the complete content of respect. So what is the complete content of respect? We are similar to each other and we are complementary to each other. That is the complete content of respect. Any question here? We are similar and we are complementary to each other. Only the content of imagination is different. Intentions are same. Yeah, I said intentions are always good, but the human being is not always good. So these are the two different things, right? Whether the human being is good or human being is not good, it depends on the content of the imagination of the human being. But the natural acceptance is always pure. So intention wise, we are same. Competence wise, we differ from each other.
Intention given by natural acceptance, you're good. Intention given by reconditioning or sensation.
Yeah, the desires governed by the preconditioning and sensation, it's not basically the intention, it's the desires. So the desires governed by the preconditioning and sensation may or may not be good. Okay? So other is similar to me on the basis of purpose, program and potential, but there are this differentiation. What sort of differentiation? There's a differentiation on the basis of the body. It is there or it's not there. Right? And the differentiation which is there on the basis of the body, this can be categorized into these four: age, gender, race and physical strength. Okay? So the age is different. A newly born to maybe 100, 110, 120. Age is different. Genders are different. Races are different. The physical strength are different. And this is the differentiation in the body. But the body is a material. And if I start differentiating on the basis of the differentiation in the body, am I able to see that other is similar to me, or I will keep doing the differentiation between me and the other? Let us say an example of the first, the body, right? The body of my child is smaller than my body. And looking at the body, if I start differentiating that my body is bigger body, so I have understanding, and his body is small body, so he doesn't have understanding. So I'll keep imposing on the child. Does this understanding and the size of the body or the age of the body has got any sort of relations? You start interacting with the small children, and sometimes you will see that maybe a child who is of 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, having more clarity than you. Beautiful clarity about the life. And not only beautiful clarity about the life, but the child is able to live with it. So who is having more understanding, the child or you? In some cases, we can see that many young people than us are having more clarity than us, because the clarity is the part of the self and it's not the part of the body. But if I differentiate only on the basis of the body, and if I consider that all the people who are younger than me are not having understanding, not having maturity, I am older, only I am having maturity, that's create the differentiation. And that leads to the disharmony. Right? Similarly to the gender. Like on the day to, someone say that why all the jokes and things are on the, biased, only ladies and only wives. So this is the gender discrimination. So at some places you will find the jokes are on the wife, and other places you will see the jokes on the husband. At some places it's a female dominating society, in other places you will see the male dominating society. Like I was in Bhutan, and Bhutan is totally female dominating society. Totally female dominating. In our places, mostly, traditionally, it's a male dominating society. Right? So there are few societies which are having male domination. There are few societies which are having female domination. If the society is male dominated, the female are getting exploited. If the society is female dominated, the male are getting exploited. The place from where I come from, there is one ashrama, right? One center. This center is meant for those husbands who are getting exploited by the wife. right? So it's not only the wives are getting exploited, but this ashram is for those people, those husbands who are getting exploited by the wife. If you have this differentiation on the basis of gender, then the one gender will have a domination on the other gender, whether it's a female or whether it's a male. Race, right? The different complex, the color complex, and this color complex make the race. And throughout the world, a lot of racism is happening. Physical strength, right? So if someone who is very tall and muscular comes in front of you and start talking to you, look at your tone. But if someone who is very skinny and short, if he comes in front of you and start talking to you, look at your tone. Immediately you will find, your tone changes. Why? Because we are differentiating people on the basis of the physical strength. This is a gross misunderstanding that human being is equal to the body. With this all gross misunderstanding, so many issues are happening, while reality is human being is the coexistence of self and the body. Correct? There's another type of differentiation on the basis of physical facility. Wealth and the post. Let us say someone, maybe not of a very close relative, but a far relative comes to our house driving his black color shiny big car. The whole colony comes to know about it, right? And who tells to the whole colony? That person, he is mine. They have 10 cars. He is on this post, sitting in Delhi, sitting in Chennai. We do all these advertisements, almost to everyone. But my own real brother, if he comes by the public bus, and then he take rickshaw, and then he walk from rickshaw stand to my house with a small bag on the shoulder, my neighbor will not come to know about it. So much of differentiation on the basis of the physical facilities. So much of differentiation on the basis of the post. We can start looking into our own transactions and interactions we do in the daily basis. When we enter inside the college, do we say vanakkam to the gatekeeper? When we are walking in the department, there is possibility that the sweeper and the gardeners are cleaning the things. Do we take time to say vanakkam? If I'm walking and if I see the director is coming up, don't I go to the director and say the good vanakkam, good morning? If I see the chancellor, if I see the vice chancellor, do I do the greeting to them? So much of differentiation, right? I'm differentiating people on the basis of their post. If they have a higher post than me, I greet them. But if they have lower post than me, sometimes I ignore them. There's a common complaint from the teacher that the students are not respecting the teacher. This is a very common complaint. Let me share my observation with you, because I go to the many universities during this induction program. My observation is that in most of the places, when the first year kid come to the college, during this induction program or before the induction program, the new entrant of the college try to wish almost everyone, because they think that they are our teachers. So they say, good morning teacher, good morning sir, good morning ma'am. They say that. But that, what my observation is that if the teacher is on the left, the student is on the left and say, good morning sir, the sir looked at on the right and moves straight without responding to the good morning of the student. How many days that student will greet you good morning? Maybe second day, third day, and on the fourth day, the student come to that conclusion, this is the professional college, and these are the professional etiquettes and manners. No wish, no greeting, On the 5th day, the same student passes and doesn't say good morning, and the teacher starts complaining that the children, they're totally spoiled. I mean, this is one of the observations, right? I'm not saying this is the fact, but this is one of the observations. There are another observations also where the teachers, they keep greeting the children. There are teachers who keep greeting gardeners, sweepers, doorkeeper. There are teachers who treat all other as a human being. These also examples are there. So all these different sorts of examples are there. So much of differentiation on the basis of the wealth and the post. What is that gross misunderstanding? That physical facility is happiness. But what's the reality? Happiness is being in a state of harmony. See, this husband, wife, this is you or this is a post? If you are a husband, so husband is a post or you are a husband? Husband is a post, right? It's a position. You are a human being. You are a human being who is having this post of husband. You are a human being who is having this post of wife. You are a human being who is having the post of in-law, mother, father. You are a human being who is having the post of HOD. You are a human being who is having the post of faculty. At the base, are you a HOD or are you a human being? Are you a faculty or are you a human being? Human being, right? If you have this clarity, then the two human beings will interact with each other. But if you have this assumption that you are a faculty and the other is HOD, I had gone through both this role. And I know that, like when I was a faculty, what sort of preconditioning I had for my HODs. When I was a faculty and me and my faculty colleagues, when we used to sit together, most of the times we were keep condemning and blaming our HODs. Then I became HOD and I started sitting with the HOD, and what I found that all these HODs started blaming the faculties. So I was a faculty, I was also HOD. So there are preconditioning about faculties, there are preconditioning about HOD. If a HOD and the faculty, they are interacting with each other, considering that they are HOD or they are faculty, what do you think these interactions will happen between a faculty and HOD? Interactions will happen between their preconditioning or the two human being will interact with each other? The two preconditionings are interacting with each other. Similarly, the husband has a preconditioning about the wives. The wives are like this. The wife has a preconditioning about husband. The husbands are like this. There are definition of husband and there are definition of wife, right? So the two preconditionings are interacting with each other and not the human beings are interacting each other. Would there be a proper communication? The daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, right? Many times before the marriage, the girls get this preconditioning about the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law is like this only. Okay? You are not married yet. You have not seen the mother-in-law yet. But still you already have this preconditioning. And with such sort of preconditioning, and the mother-in-law also, they have the preconditioning about this daughter-in-law. The daughter-in-laws are like this. When this mother-in-law and daughter-in-law are interacting with the preconditioning, what do you think, that communication will be harmonious or disharmonious? Disharmonious. So when it comes to the post, the biggest post each one of us has is the post of a human being. Rest all are our responsibility. I'm a director, that's my responsibility. I'm a HOD, that is my responsibility. I'm faculty, that is my responsibility. I'm a husband, that is my responsibility. I'm a child, son, that is my responsibility. So with each of other responsibility, there are different commitments. But the basic post each one of us we have is the post of a human being. But what is the gross misunderstanding? The physical facility is equal to the happiness. And with this gross misunderstanding, we do this differentiation. Otherwise, the reality is happiness is being in the state of harmony within. Then there is another differentiation we are doing. What differentiation? Differentiation on the basis of the beliefs. Like different isms are there, different sects are there, different informations are there. So if someone follows my ism, then only he belongs to my community. If someone doesn't follow my ism, then he is not belong to my community. Are we able to say that human beings belongs to the same community? So if I'm able to identify you as a human being, I as a human being, then there would not be a differentiation on the basis of the ism. There will not be differentiation on the basis of the sect. There will not be differentiation on the basis of the information. You know why all these isms are? All these isms are the help for all the human beings to reach to their destinations. So these isms are the path. And then we keep saying that only my path is good and your path is not good. All these paths, you may take any one of these paths. But all these paths reaches to the same point. And what that same point is? Completeness of right understanding within, realization within. We may call it as salvation, we may call it as enlightenment, you may call it as moksha, you may call it as the highest point of understanding, you may call it as wisdom. Names may be different, but the destination is the same. And that is what the purpose of being human. But what is the gross misunderstanding? If my preconditioning and the other's preconditioning is matching, then only other is similar to me. If the preconditioning doesn't matches, the other is not similar to me. You can experience these things, particularly when the election will announce in the state or in the country. Till that point, there is a possibility that you and the other two are the best friends. But once the election gets announced, the other follows a different political party, you follow the different political party. Now the preconditioning is not matching. So the moment the preconditioning doesn't match, you start concluding that the other is not similar to me. The preconditioning has got variations. The sensation has got variations. But what is definite is the natural acceptance. So reality is every human being is like me. This is all differentiation we all are doing. Right? Differentiation on the basis of the body like age, gender, race. Differentiation on the basis of physical facility like wealth and post. Differentiation on the basis of beliefs like ism, sect and information. All this differentiation is disrespect, which is not naturally acceptable, and this is leading to all that opposition movements, war, fight, struggle, all those things which is happening in the world is because of we are not able to evaluate human being correctly, but all this differentiation is there. And who has this differentiation? Where this differentiation is? It's in my imagination, in my desire, in my thought, in my expectations. All this differentiation is there. And whenever such sort of differentiation is there in you, are you comfortable within? Are you happy, unhappy? Stable, irritation? Start observing this thing. You know, when you start becoming aware of your imagination, and if you start observing your imagination every moment, then only you will be able to see that what sort of feelings you have, what sort of thoughts you have, what sort of desire you have. And this is what we call the transformation, you know, from whatever the current state of our being is, from there to the desirable state, that is the transformation. So the other is similar to me. The only point where I differ from the other, or I may differ from the other, is the level of competence. The content of our imagination is different. But the desired thoughts and expectations each one of us has. So on the basis of the content of our imagination, we are different. You may be having a higher competence than me. I may have a higher competence than you. This is the only differentiation. But then if I have a higher competence than you, which means I am more responsible than you. The person with the higher understanding is more responsible. The person with the lower understanding is low responsible. Correct? So the person, if I consider myself as a person with the higher competence, which means I am more responsible than you, so I take the responsibility to live with you unconditionally and continuously with the feeling of relationship. Because I have more competence. If I don't have that continuity part in the feeling of relationship, then I'm willing and I'm ready to learn from you. So this is what is called the complementaritiness, the mutual fulfillment. Correct? So that responsibility is important. How you can authenticate that you have a competence. That authentication of the competence is possible only with the living, with the responsibility. Now I'll share you one incident. I was taking this with my student, and then in the break, they went to their home for the 2 months break. But before going to the break, this student came to me and he said that this is one of the best things I learned in the university, and I want to take these things to my family. And I have planned that every day evening I'll take 1 hour session of my family member. I know what is going to be happen, but I said all the best, beta. Right? This boy went. Right? This boy went in the home, and on the 3rd day he called me up in the morning and he said that, sir, this content are so important. This content helped me to bring these many changes in me, but today evening I asked my father to sit with me and listen to me for 1 hour, and immediately my father said that, who has got the gray hair? You or me? Sir, my father is not willing to listen to me. How can I share this content to him? I said, beta, who is more responsible? You are more responsible or your father is more responsible? Who has more competence? I don't know what has happened to him. And then immediately he said, okay, sir, bye, good night. And he cut the call. Right? Just 2 days before the vacation, would finished, he called me up. And he said, for the past 1 month, every day evening, me, my father, my whole family is sitting together and I'm sharing this content. I said, what happened? Because the other day, on your first call, you cut the call hurriedly and you said that, my father is not listening. What has happened? He said, sir, I could understood one thing. The person with the more competence is more responsible. And I was not taking any responsibility in the family. I was not taking my water. Many times when I used to go outside, my mother used to say that, bring vegetable, but I never bought the vegetable. I used to go outside the home without informing my father that what time I'll be back. Now I started doing little correction. I started taking my water. I started making tea for me and my father sometime. Like whenever I want to take a tea, I'm preparing tea, I'm asking my father, would you like to have tea? Even today, every day evening I go outside with my friend, but before I go, I ask my mother, I'm going in this area, do you want to get something from that area? Look at some small correction, and then he maintain and continue with that small correction for 1 month, and the father has realized that now my bachcha has become a responsible person. And I can listen to him. From whom you would like to listen? The one who is more responsible than you or less responsible than you? More responsible than you, right? So if I have that competence, more competence, which means I am more responsible than the other. So this is the complete content of respect. Now we'll go for the affection. Bhaiya? Yeah, any question here? Yes.
The breast pillow.
Keeping ourselves, our brain or mind is very clear with us, so that it is beautiful for us. Whether it is a respect or not, it is happening. So I'm feeling that it is working out for me. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
Let me share a little input on this, and then we'll listen to the other. See, saying good morning, saying good afternoon, touching feet, hugging, holding, shake hand, kiss, all these are the expression of certain feelings, or this is the feeling? Expression of certain feelings. If that feeling is not there, right? As a teacher, we experience these things, particularly during the time when we put the sessional marks. You know, you will find that during that particular week, lot many students will start coming to you and wishing you good morning, sir, how are you, sir? Sir, can I take your vegetable bag and everything? Right? Are you able to notice at that particular point of time that there is no feeling? It's only expression is happening. You know, that is the reason the mother-in-law has got this complaint that every day morning my daughter-in-law comes and touch my feet. She is coming and touching the feet, but that feeling is not there. That feeling is important. If the feeling is there, then it gets communicated with the expression. So the expression is also important. You know, it's very important expression. But expression with the feeling reaches to the other person, and that creates that effectiveness. Okay, thank you.
I would like to share also about this respect. So before attending, this FTB and UHV courses, I also thought in the similar way, why all the students are not standing up and wishing. So after attending this course online as well as face-to-face courses, so others are similar to me. Even age also doesn't matter.
Right.
So I used to, whenever I enter the class, I wish my students. So they started, they feel, sir is wishing us. So after it, they also start to stand and wish.
All right. Now look into this. Today we are in the third day, right? Every day morning when I come, I say Namaste and Vanakkam. How many of you have responded to me with Namaste and Vanakkam? Then you will find that some of you responded, some of you have not responded. In the evening also, the same thing happens. See, what happens when you have these feelings in you? When you have these feelings in you, when you are able to see that the other is similar to me, then you don't demand the feelings from the other. You know, when we keep demanding feelings from the other, if I have this scarcity, if I have the scarcity of the trust, I'll keep demanding trust from the others. But the moment I get this clarity on the intentions of every human being is the same, then the trust is being assured in you. The respect is being established in you. Now you have trust in you. Now you have respect in you. So instead of asking it from the other, you become the giver. You know, you become the giver. So the economics of the relationship, generally what we talk about the relationship, we say that relationship is give and take. Right? What do we say? You give respect, you take respect. But what is happening today, do a close examination, you will find that it is take and take. Right? But what is the reality? The relationship is give and give. You have this, and then unconditionally and continuously you are giving this. So you are in a harmony, you have this feeling of relationship, and unconditionally and continuously you are just giving it. This is what is called relationship. This is what is called relationship. If you look into the nature around, right, the sun is having relationship with us or not? The sun is related to you or not? The moon is related to you or not? The sun is related to you, the moon is related to you. When the moon is shining in the evening, right, does it say that I can shine only one part of the Tamil Nadu and not on the other part of the Tamil Nadu? The sun is giving and giving to everyone and giving everyone equal, the same, unconditionally and continuously. So that is what the meaning of relationship is. The meaning of relationship is the commitment and the responsibility of mutual development. And in the process of mutual development, if I develop within myself, if I have this right understanding and right feelings within me, so I have trust in me, I have respect in me, I have affection in me. So when I live with the other, I live with unconditional and continuous trust, respect and affection. So the relationship is give and give, not give and take or take and take. Yes, sir.
The question I do have is very simple. The world is diverse with different type of plants, animals, and people, right? So, and also, even if we can manage it, how do you manage the diversity of competency between the two people or between the world? The competence level will be always different, right? You can't change that one. So with the difference of competency, how do you really make it harmony within the relationship of individuals or human to human relationship?
Right. See, number one thing is that once we start having this clarity that the relationship is, right? So the relationship is, or we are constructing relationship. This clarity is very important. Because if I'm constructing, I can destroy. But when we see these things, just a while ago, we talked about the sun, moon, and the human being. So the sun is related to us. If the sun is related to me, am I related to the sun? Yes? All the other units which exist in the whole existence, like the trees in this campus, these trees in the campus are related to you or not? So you are related to the tree is related to you. This material order on which this building is constructed, this material order is related to you or not? So you are related to the material order is related to you, you are related to the bio order is related to you, you are related to animal order is related to you, and we are the human order. So the nature consists of these four orders. And these four orders are related and connected with each other. Now when you look into the rest of the three orders, the rest of the three orders are mutually fulfilling to each other. Right? A tree and a soil. So soil is getting enriched by the tree, and the tree is also getting enriched by the soil. So there is a mutual fulfillment. Okay? Now let us talk about the human being. If the two human beings are there with the different set of competence, the different set of ability, then the two human beings with the different set of ability can also identify their complementariness. So the one who has got a higher competence can be a help for the other in the development of their competence. So this is how we can complement each other. This is how we can help each other in their development, mutual development, by developing ourselves. And this is the program of making harmony in the family. Otherwise in the family there are different set of people with the different competence.